You don't invest enough money into Bitcoin because you're not saving in money. You're not taking home enough money so that you cannot put enough money into the market. That is the problem that you have, and I have as well. And let me show you how I solved this problem. Now, what you can see here is salad, a homegrown salad, and here is cucumber and also other vegetables. I grow my own vegetables, so I don't have to buy them into the supermarket, and I can put my money into the crypto market. Well, that sounds crazy enough, right? No, actually, I did it for the passion, okay? Because it's fun to grow your own food. It's fun to grow your own vegetables. And of course, it helps to accommodate and save a little bit of money, right? And you can put this money into the market, or you can use this money wherever you want. But, ladies and gentlemen, now the hardest question that I'm asking myself is it the right time to allocate the capital into the crypto market? Is it the right time to invest, buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe use a little bit of leverage? Now, in order to answer this question, you know what we have to do. We have to jump back into the chart, honest, right? Correct, exactly. That's what we are going to do right now. I want to present you something, and I want to discuss with you, okay? Because what I see in the charts today, they don't print a very clear picture. That is the reality. Whenever you follow cycles, you either know that it's a low risk investment, or you know that it's kind of a high risk investment. And right now we're in the crossroads, okay? Let me explain you why. First of all, we are having a huge downturn right now. Now, if you take a look from January, we're simply going down in price. So what the YouTubers, what the investors, what the traders can say, right? We're simply going down in price. To make money in this market, well, you could short this market, or I could short, but I didn't do it. I didn't short this market because it's way too complicated to short anything. And right now, we are again simply slowly bleeding. And I'm in the Ethereum chart right now. What is going to happen next? How to know whether the price will consolidate and shoot up, or the price is going to go down? How can we know, and how we can put an appropriate risk measure into that? Okay. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about that. So what we're going to do, we're going to select the 1 day and the 3 day cycle indicator. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to show you this blue line represents the 1 day cycle, and this 3 day represents the 3 day cycle. Now, currently on the 1 day, we're reversing to the upside, which means that in the immediate short term, we are most probably going to go up, which is a very good news. Okay, what we expect something like this, right? Because the 1 day indicator has to go up. Now, the 3 day indicator is also now at the top. And that's the biggest problem, ladies and gentlemen. The 3 day indicator, which show the midterm, basically the movement for the next 10 to 14 days, it is at the top. And this is what I don't like right now. This is what I really hate. Because look at what happens when the 3 day cycle reaches the top. Okay, we go back here. Well, nasty downtrend. After reaching the top, we're going down. Okay, basically 3 day cycle really shows the price movement really well. I like this indicator. Here, we reach the top. Okay, we reach the top. What happens then? We go down. Okay, now it doesn't mean that after touching the 3 day cycle top at the very beginning, meaning that we're going to go down from here. No, you can see we're in quite a similar situation. The 1 day cycle reversed, the 3 day cycle touched the top. We are here. After that, the Bitcoin went up by about 60%. So can we expect something like this? Well, we can. However, the chances are not that high right now. They're not that high because we are in the downtrend. Here, we were in the positive trend. Now, this was a much better time to buy because the 3 day cycle was at the bottom, the 1 day cycle was at the bottom, and the weekly and the 2 week cycle were rising up. So it was much less risk. Okay, to buy in an uptrend, the risk is always much less. Look, this is a kind of a similar situation. Don't you think so? I think that we're in a very similar situation right now. Look, the 1 day cycle is kind of going to the bottom, while the 3 day cycle is at the top. Then a very quick move down, which basically took about 2 days to complete. And from there, we basically established ourselves and started to go up. Now, can we expect something like this or not? Yes, we can. And basically, I want to talk about the risk in investments, because there's always risk that the currencies are going to go down in the short term. However, when I invest using the cycle indicator, I don't think about tomorrow or after tomorrow. I think about 1 month or minimum 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Okay, meaning that I expect to have profits within 2, 3, or maximum 4 weeks. Okay. Now, if I go back to the chart and I enter into 1 week cycle indicator, here it is at the bottom of the chart. We can see in the 1 week cycle indicator, this red line is actually reversing to the upside. This is the best news we could ever have. It means that we are slowly going to reverse to the upside, except if there will be a big macro news that would bring the price down. For example, here, look, Ethereum didn't look bad right here at about 2.5K. However, what happened then? We started to grow in the 1-week cycle indicator and we immediately broke. We broke right here and we again went into the downtrend. Right now, we're testing the same thing once again. We're basically started to go up from here and we expect the 1-week cycle indicator to grow for the next 1.5 months to come. And with this grow, the price action will also pop up. We must perform well within the next month. I'm not expecting the Ethereum price to jump to the 2,000 right now, but I expect Ethereum to actually reach 2.2 thousand within the next 1.5 month. With all this knowledge that you gathered about cycles, what is the best thing to do? The best thing is to start accumulate Ethereum. Is this what I'm going to do right now? I'm jumping into my BTCC exchange, and in this account, you can see that I have 9.5 thousand. I'm going to open positions right now, and I'm going to open a long position for Ethereum. I'm not a leverage fan, so I'm setting the leverage to 1 right now. And once the short-term cycles also become very positive, I'm going to either increase the leverage or increase my margin. Now I'm putting USDT right here. And I'm opening a trade of $500. We click on long, and we're going to long Ethereum as a market order with 1x leverage. And our liquidation price is liquidation unlikely. Because whenever you use 1x leverage, there's a very low chance that you get liquidated. Basically, you're not risking much. That's it. The position appeared and we're currently in a 19-cent loss. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do, my plan from here on is to accumulate as much Ethereum as I can, to open new Ethereum positions whenever the short-term cycles also become positive, and to sell Ethereum once it goes above $2,000. I expect to have at least 20, 30, or 40% return. And if I'm in the future going to increase my leverage, I'm planning to even have double my money with this one Ethereum trade. You don't have to be checking charts every single day. That's not what I do. I do that actually. Every single day I check the charts at least once, so I'm wasting my time on that. But I'm not opening trades every single day. I'm opening trades maybe once or maximum twice a week. That's it. So follow up on this trade in the next video and see you soon.